It's time for a new series. It is Rebuild Roulette. This is an idea that I've come up with where I've got 4 different random wheel spinners. One has all the Premier League teams apart from Wolves because I just straight up refuse. The next has what trophy I have to win in this rebuild, and some of them are multiples like cup doubles or league doubles or even the treble and quadruple. The next has how many seasons I have to complete the challenges, and the final one is what my starting transfer budget will be for the rebuild. So if that's all the rules, then yeah, I'm going to go through. Hopefully this series becomes like a 19-part thing where I just do every single team and we'll see which teams I managed to complete the challenges with and which ones I didn't. But before we get into it, make sure to subscribe and like the video and leave down in the comments what you think of this series, if you want me to carry it on or if it was just a bit shit and you ain't really asked. But let's see what team will be the first team ever to be a part of the Rebuild Roulette. Let's have a look. 4 different wheels, and this is the first one and it's being spun. Who is the first team to be a part of the Rebuild Roulette? Everton. I'm not too... I don't mind it too much, but the minus deduction will be a problem if we have to win some sort of trophy. But Everton is the first team. Now, what do we have to achieve with Everton? The wheel has been spun. Please, no. Right, we have to win the league and FA Cup at some point. And how many seasons do we have to win the league and FA Cup? It's been very slow. How many seasons do we have to complete the league and FA Cup? It's been a bit laggy. Is it 5? It's frozen. This is already going great. It's 5. We have 5 seasons to win the league and FA Cup with Everton. Here's the will then for our transfer budget. Obviously, 1 million, 10 million, 25 million, 75 million, 50 million, 100 million, 250 million and 1 billion. But that 1 billion section is very small and the smaller budgets are bigger. I wanted to not have the same chance of getting 1 million as I did 1 billion. So let's spin the wheel and find out what our transfer budget is for the first season in this rebuild. 25 million extra on what they give me. So not bad, but we get to spin the wheel in all 5 seasons. So let's get that save loaded. So we're at the start of the season. Here is the sort of tactic we're going for, and as you can see there are some new players in here. So we will show who we have signed. We bought in Oliver Skip and Oscar Bob on loan. Skip to sort of help out defensive midfield and Oscar Bob to just add some squad depth. And Thiago Almada was the big signing. We did only have 25 million. We didn't really have any outgoings. We couldn't really sell anyone, but we have had to be smart with the monthly instalments to try and get a quality player in. We did try for Smith Rowe on loan, but he rejected the club. We did try for Tommaso Baldanzi from Roma, but he'd only just signed for Roma, so we had to go with Thiago Almada. Now, he should be decent in attacking midfield. We're at the beginning of the season now. I think we just played our first game and we drew 0-0 with Brighton at home. Not a bad result. Brighton are a good team and keep a clean sheet is fine, but we need to get some wins obviously on a -5 and we are trying to win the Premier League within the next 5 years. So let's advance to January and see how we've done in the first half of the season. Appropriate change of shirt just to get more into the Everton feel. How did we get on in the first half of the season? We are now in January. Well, let's have a look at competition. What the fuck? We're in 3rd with a -6. We'd be in 2nd without the deduction. What has gone on? We got knocked out of the Carabao Cup quarterfinals by Aston Villa. We've got Liverpool in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. So the FA Cup isn't looking likely in the first season. And neither is the league, as Liverpool have won 17 and drawn 1 to West Ham. So we lost 3 games to Palace, Liverpool and Brentford all away, so unbeaten at home in the first half of the season. Drew to Chelsea, City, Newcastle and Brighton. Not bad. Let's have a look at the schedule then. Oh, look at some of these results. We beat Man United 6-0 at home. We beat Arsenal 4-1, West Ham 5-2, 6-1, 6-0. We knocked Liverpool out of the EFL Cup on penalties. We beat Accrington 7-1. Burnley 5-1. Luton 5-1. What has happened? Let's go to the squad and see who's scoring our goals. So, for some reason it's not sorted in goals. Oh, I'm too scroll far down. So, Dominic Calvert-Lewin has 14 goals this season. Is that just in the Premier League? No, he has 13 in the league. So, pretty decent return. Dwight McNeil, 10 goals, 3 assists. Oscar Bob, didn't think he'd play much, but he's got 9 goals, 7 assists. Thiago Almada, 9 goals, 3 assists. Not played as much as Bob, which is concerning because he was 45 million. 8 goals, 3 assists from Idrissa Gueye. 7 goals, 6 assists from Danjuma. 7 assists for Oliver Skip. 1 assist for Neil Maupay, who's not even at the club. Oh, he's done that on loan. Yeah. Beto's only got 1, but he's not played really. Patterson has 5 assists. Mikalenko has 9 assists. So, what a start. We've got some transfer offers to look at. So, I'm going to simulate to the end of January to see if I do any business. And if not, we'll just continue right through to the end of the season and see where this season ends up. I don't think we'll win anything. We're already out the cup. We've got Liverpool in the next round, and Liverpool are very far clear at the top of the table, and we do have a minus 6 points deduction. We shouldn't be third. We should be second. But, I mean, Man City have 2 games in hand, but what a start to the season we've had. Is Dominic Calvert-Lewin top goal scorer? Where's goals? So, he's behind Haaland and Salah, as expected, with 13, Salah 14, Haaland 17. Oscar Bob, Idrissa Gueye has the same amount of goals as Bukayo Saka. Jesus Christ. Who's top assist there? Where's assists? Foden with 10. Curtis Jones with 8. Iwobi with 7. Wilson with 7. Skip with 7. Mikalenko has 6. So does he have 3 in the cup? Yeah. He got 3 in the Carabao Cup. What a start. What a first 6 months. Let's continue. We have got 5 seasons and we're already ahead of schedule to win a Premier League and an FA Cup because, you know, we've got 5 years to strengthen this team and we're already looking good with a relegation candidate team, although Dominic Calvert-Lewin is injured, but it's not a major injury. But let's see how we get on in the next month. I am in utter disbelief. We finished 2nd place in the first season with a minus 6 points deduction. Dominic Calvert-Lewin finished 1 goal behind Haaland and scored 25 Premier League goals. This is just going to be easier than I thought. The dream has come true and Wolves have finished bottom of the league. That's probably more impressive. But Man United finishing 12th. Jesus Christ. West Ham 16th. Newcastle. What is going on with this table? Liverpool win the league. Without the minus 6, we'd have finished on 84 points and finished only 5 points behind the league champions. We have Champions League football next season. I don't even know what to say. Let's have a look at how the team performed. So, goals, Calvert-Lewin 29 for the season. Dwight McNeil 17 goals, 10 assists. Danjuma 14 goals, 12 assists. He's going to be missed when he leaves the club. I don't really want to be paying that much money for him. So, Thiago Almada ended up being a decent signing. 14 goals, 8 assists. Can't really ask for much more than that. 8 goals, 7 assists in the Prem is a good return for a kid at his age. Beto got 13 goals. Oscar Bob. Oh, I wish I could be able to re-sign him on loan. Jesus, he's had a good season. 13 goals, 10 assists. 9 goals, 4 assists for Gay. 8 assists, Skip finished on, didn't get many in the back end. Mikalenko, 17 assists, 12 in the Premier League. And Patterson got 12 assists, so 29 assists between the fullbacks themselves. As for the competition, so obviously we saw Haaland top goal scorer. Top assist, Phil Foden and Kevin De Bruyne. Mikalenko joint with Kevin De Bruyne. So, no interest in changing any of those fullbacks. Obviously, players leaving on loan that played well, players like Oscar Bob, players like Danjuma, we're going to have to replace. But we can spin that wheel to see what our second season budget will be. So, Let's spin the wheel. Come on, we need a decent amount of money for Champions League. Oh, that's disastrous. Ah, shit. Right, 1 million extra from what they give us. Hopefully, they give us a decent amount. Have they already set our budget? They've given us 49 million, so we can add 1 million on and give ourselves 50 million to potentially build more or less a Champions League level team. I'll see you in August when the Premier League starts and see where we're at then. But what a fucking season. Actually, I didn't check how the FA Cup went. We got knocked out of the quarterfinals, both cups I will happily take. Chelsea aren't the worst team to be knocked out by. Who did we beat in previous rounds though? Look at these results. Did we finish top goal scorers in the league? Stages. 107 goals. 9 against Arsenal. Jesus Christ. I'm happy with that. 6 losses to West Ham, Liverpool, Luton, Palace, Liverpool again. Liverpool did the double over us, the only team to beat us at home. Draws to United, Chelsea twice, City, Newcastle, Brighton. Not bad, but again, some of these wins are incredible. So, FA Cup, 5th round, beat RB Leeds United. 4th round, beat Brighton. Beat Liverpool on pens. So we beat Liverpool on pens in both cup competitions. We'll take that, but they won the Premier League. But, as I said, see you in August. We'll do some transfer business and see what the squad's looking like in a few months' time. Getting ready for the second season. And hopefully it doesn't go the full 5 seasons and we can win the Prem and the FA Cup next year or the year after. But let's have a look. Champions League, Everton are back then. We are going into the second season and we have made some signings because we definitely had to make our team strong enough for the Champions League. So, let's go to the transfer history then. So, this is what we've sort of made. Ryan Sessegnon, Mady Camara, Ian Nacho all coming in on a free. Mady Camara, not great, but we needed some squad depth. He was available on a free. He's only 27. We thought we'll take it. Levi Colwill on loan. What a signing that is as a loan signing. We did have to pay 3 million to have him on loan, but I'll happily take it. Leon Bailey for just £9 million. Saul from Atletico, not fantastic. He is 30. Well, no, he's 29, but a good all-round player and Champions League experience. I'll take that for just 4 million. And then more or less 5 million on Kepa as a backup goalkeeper because we did let Virginia go to Newcastle. We let Andre Gomez go on a free. We sold Godfrey for 10 million. And we sold Chimiti for 5 million. But they're not all the signings we made. If we go to the back end of this season, you'll see we signed Zeno Debast, 20-year-old centre-back from Fulham. He is going to be class in the future, so we picked him up now for just 15 rising to 22. 27 million on Pedro Neto. Wolves got relegated, bottom of the league. So we nicked 2 of their best players, João Gomez as well for 15 million. Also funding those transfers was selling Beto for 23 million to Crystal Palace and selling Michael Keane as well to Forest for just £1 million. We did ransack the whole budget. We've more or less got nothing left if we just move all of that to the wage budget to potentially not have any minus. We've still got minus, but it's not the end of the world. But that's how we're looking. We'll go back into the tactics. This is what happens when I press best 11. Jared Branthwaite apparently isn't as good as Tarkowski yet, but Pickford will miss the first bit of the season for injury, as will Neto, but not the end of the world. We did bring in Kepa, so he can play the first few games, but off the left wing, maybe it's going to be Ryan Sessegnon, maybe it's going to be, I don't know, maybe they'll move Almada over to left wing and play either Dele Alli or Iheanacho through the middle. We'll see how they get on, but it's a stronger team than last year. Hopefully we're not too hurt from losing Oscar Bob and Danjuma on loan. Oliver Skip as well. Should be pretty well replaced by João Gomez. João Gomez is a fantastic little player that we've managed to bring in for just 12 million. So let's go to January then and see how we perform in the second season then. No 6 points deduction this year. Let's have a look at how we're doing in January. Oh my god, we're top of the league. we're actually going to win the Premier League already. We've hit playoffs in the Champions League, so we're not guaranteed top 8 yet, but we're guaranteed that we're at least going to play in the playoffs. Out the Carabao Cup, and we've got Chelsea in the FA Cup. Is it really going to be the FA Cup that's going to cause problems and stop us from completing this challenge? But we're first in the Premier League, 2 points ahead of Liverpool, but they have got a game in hand, and so does City. We could drop as far as third. How's the schedule looking? So it's actually got a bit bad towards... I did look at the tactics, and there's a lot of injuries. We are a bit crippled with injuries at the minute, so that's probably playing a factor. But, so a 5-1 loss away to Chelsea, but we beat United 4-0. Just a lot of defeats. 5-0 to Leicester. Beat Manchester City, lost to Leeds, beat West Brom. West Brom got promoted. Form's shaky. It's not Premier League winning form. We've got a decent spell of fixtures like here. Like Leeds, West Brom, Forest, Leicester has a decent run. Can we win the Prem? I'm not sure. We've got 9 transfer offers, but they're all more or less for the kids. And Neil Maupay, but I think they've been withdrew. Yeah, so, we haven't got any transfer budget, so I don't think we'll be making many signings. However, if I do look at the tactics, what are the length of these injuries? Because I might have to bring someone in on loan. So, Patterson's out for 6 weeks. That's a tough one. João Gomez is out for 12 days. Not too bad. These two coming back from injuries. Have we got a right back? We're going to have to play Mason Holgate. I don't really want to play Mason Holgate. So I might look to bring in a right back on loan. Potentially Pereira. Potentially Jed Spence. It wouldn't be dramatically bad. But yeah, I'll have a look around and see who I can bring in on loan. Potentially to cover Nathan Patterson's position. But yeah, top of the league. We're not taking negatives. We're happy to be top of the league, but injuries are coming, I think, and we need to rectify that by bringing in potentially a loan right back. They will. Right, James Justin's coming in on loan to help the West Ham Den Haag. So we're bringing in James Justin on loan to help out the Nathan Patterson injury, and then we're going to go to the end of the season and see how we've done in our second season. We're changing the expectations, right? That gives us a bit more wage budget then. So we're going to confirm Al Ittihad. 40 million. How much should I pay for him? 27. It's not enough up front. It's not enough up front. And I don't really want to sell him midway through the season when we're already getting injuries as it is. Come on, we need to confirm that James Justin signing, please, before the Newcastle game. We're not going to be able to, are we? I'm going to confirm that signing eventually, and then we'll go to the end of May and see how we did this season. Let's find out. Right then, it's the end of Season 2. How did we get on? Oh, we bottled it. Oh, we finished 2 points behind the league. We lost to Arsenal and Tottenham. City don't get Champions League. That's an interesting one. Knocked out the FA Cup third round to Chelsea. We're not in the Champions League final. Where did we go out? Go to stages. So we obviously aren't in the final. That's last year, current season. Right, this is the knockout playoff round. We're not in it, so maybe we finished in the top 8. Semi-finals, we weren't in there. Quarter-finals, we weren't in there. Round of 16, we lost 7-4 on aggregate to Inter Milan. Not fantastic at all. We haven't won anything, but it's not the end of the world because we've improved. We're third. We finished 4th last season. We were only 2 points off the title. Where did it go wrong? So we won 5-1 on the last day. Lost to United here. Just silly defeats. You can't really call Liverpool a silly defeat. Defeat to Arsenal. Defeat to Tottenham. We're losing to just big sides. 5-1 defeat to Chelsea's tough. A 2-0 away loss to Luton is tough. At home to Forest, you shouldn't be losing that. I lost to Leeds as well. Have we got, given our budget, 60 million with a decent wage budget as well? Again, we get to spin the wheel. Spin the wheel just to see how much money we're going to get added onto our budget this year. Come on, we need a big budget this time to push on for the league title in season 3. Fuck off. Another million. We got 1 million last year and now it's going there again. Right. More or less then, we're not getting an extra wage budget. How much can we strengthen the side going into season 3? Another year of Champions League football. I'm going to do pre-season and sign some players to strengthen this team. Maybe let some go. But before we do that, let's have a look at how the team performed. Goals. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, 33 goals. I will happily take that. Good return. 18 goals, 16 assists from our big signing last season. Happy with that. Bailey, 16 goals. Happy with that. Dwight McNeil still contributing. Pedro Neto, 12 goals, 15 assists. Fantastic signing. Patterson, 13 assists. Mikalenko, 18 assists. Yet again. I'm happy with everyone's contributions. Zeno DeBasta not playing as much as I would have hoped. James Justin. He played, obviously, when Patterson got injured more or less in January. Saul barely played at one start. Onana played a lot. João Gomez, outside of injury, played a decent amount. Sessegnon, 4 goals, 9 assists. I assume he played maybe left back. I'm not sure though. I'm happy with the season. And Iheanacho, 5 goals, 3 assists from 10 starts. Not bad. 5 goals from Jared Brantwaite. There's some improvements to make, but off the back of that season, I'm happy. Almada, what a fantastic player he has become. Look at that. 18 goals, 16 assists, 7.41 average rating. How does it compare? 27 goals in the league from Calvert-Lewin. And he won the Golden Boot. He beat Haaland to the Golden Boot. Haaland only managed 25. Almada 15. In 5th there. Assist, Mikalenko joint top with Odegaard and Martinelli. Average rating, Haaland wins just ahead of Almada. We've still got a way to go, but only 2 points off gives me hope. It was just some silly losses. How many goals did we score this season? 100 goals, 10 against Bournemouth. But a lot more conceded this season. I'm pretty sure we didn't concede that many last season. No, we only conceded 39, so we conceded more and scored less, which is demoralising, but obviously we've had an extra competition to worry about. Not happy about West Brom finishing on 16 points. Disappointing, lads. Right, 3rd season, pre-season then, and let's see how I get on, and let's see what signings I can make to improve this team even further. Let's have a look. Disaster has struck heading into season 3, and it's from the physio room, because despite his amazing 2 seasons, there's always something about a certain man that you just cannot take out of him. Dominic Calvert-Lewin will miss 5 to 7 months with an ACL injury. Our best striker, 30-odd goals last season, Golden Boot last season, and that's not even it. Thiago Almada, who was our next best player, will miss more or less the first few months of the season with a broken foot. So our best 2 players going into season 3 are out injured. You can see there's a man there who wasn't here last year. He's also missing the first 2 months of the season, also with a torn abdominal muscle. But I guess we can show you who we have splashed some cash on. We've had a big window this season. So starting off then, we were here. So 60 million spent on Lenny Euro. We conceded far too many goals last season, and we strengthened the defence straight away with Lenny Euro. 11 million on Lorenzo Luca. It looks like a pretty decent striker, very Calvert-Lewin-ish. 6'7" on the 24-year-old Italian. And then Douglas Luiz for £52 million from Aston Villa to strengthen up that midfield. Some outgoings, we got rid of James Garner, we got rid of Iheanacho, who we got on a free. Just profiting on some of these players here, especially the ones that we bought in on a free to then let go. We let go of Ben Godfrey for £10 million. We let go of James Garner, as mentioned. We also let go of A few players on loan. Idrissa Gueye leaving the club on loan. Leon Bailey, who we bought in for just £8 million, has now left for £33 million, so a great profit there. McNeil we let go for £10 million, but he was a good servant. And James Tarkowski, who's 32 now, we let go to Bournemouth. Easy Abdi, we bought him for £40 million, £34 million on a new goalkeeper, Atabolu. I did try to sell Pickford for £17 million to Chelsea, but he rejected the contract. A free Taylor Harwood-Bellis because of Tarkowski and Colwill loan expiring and Tarkowski leaving. I thought Taylor Harwood-Bellis at 23 he's not going to pull up trees, but is a good squad depth at centre-back, especially when the starting centre-backs should be Branthwaite and Euro. Morgan Rogers, João Felix on loan. We've spent a bit on the loans, but João Felix is an incredible player for Everton to have on loan. And Alan Velasco, who I bought in on loan from Man United. Incredible dribbling stats, decent pace, can play either through the middle, up front, or through the attack. And I needed to bring a player like that in, especially with some of the injuries we've been hit with. The only thing is with this guy is that I'm pretty sure I had to put in a clause that if we win the Premier League, we have to sign him for £20 million. So I don't think we'll win the league this year just because our two key players are out injured. But we're going to try. João Felix hopefully can turn it around. Lenny Euro, Douglas Luiz when he's eventually back from injury. But let's head into Season 3. January of Season 3 and we're in 4th, but it's not disappointing with the injuries that we had to deal with. We're not completely out of the title race. 8 points for the second half of the season, although Liverpool do have a game in hand. 3rd in the Champions League I'm happy with. We're only a point off the top of that. Still in the FA Cup, obviously it's not been played yet. We've got Brighton, we've got knocked down the 3rd round of Wolves, but I'm not too bothered about the Carabao Cup. Almada, despite missing the first few months of the season, is currently top goal scorer. We can't see the tactic that they're playing. Well, we can see the tactic, but we can't see the starting 11. But we can try and figure it out from the appearances and squad. So, if we sort it by appearances, Neto is more or less starting right wing, you'd assume, but he has just picked up an injury. Lenny Euro is unhappy because the first team coaching was not improved. That is my bad. Although, Lenny Euro has scored 7 goals. He scored the same amount as Neto. What's he doing on corners? I assume he's playing centre-back. I don't assume they're playing defensive midfield. 2 goals in the Champions League. 5 goals in the Premier League. That's crazy. 10 goals from this Velasco, who we bought in on loan. I'm pretty happy with that. João Gomez. Lorenzo Luca, 18 goals this season. That is pretty good. 10 in the Premier League and 5 in the Champions League. Happy that he stepped up for the injured Calvert-Lewin. 11 goals from Thiago Almada is the top goal scorer. All of those coming in the Premier League. I assume he's adopted his role as attacking midfielder. 10 assists from Patterson. Happy with that. Calvert-Lewin obviously not made an appearance. Mikolenko only 7 assists this season. Not as impressive as previous seasons. What do we do? Harwood-Bellis has made 13 appearances, which I'm not pleasantly happy about, because he shouldn't be starting 10 games in the Premier League when we've got Branthwaite, we've got Lenny Euro, we've even got Zeno de Bast. Yeah, please don't be playing Harwood-Bellis over him because he's not going to develop otherwise. Morgan Rogers has played 2 starts. Abdi's only started 11, which was a big sign-in. Disappointed by that. João Felix only started 10 games. It's okay. Where have we picked up defeats? There's a lot of red this year. So we just lost to Southampton. That's disappointing. We lost to Liverpool. Lost to Tottenham. Drew to Newcastle. Drew with Villa 4-4. Lost to United. Lost to Palace opening day. So the defeats aren't ridiculously bad, apart from that Southampton loss. But some of the wins are pretty good. Scoring goals again. 4-0 win over Man City and then beat them in the Champions League. So I'm very happy with that. We're above them in the Prem. We just need to push on. We need to win something this year. We're in our 3rd year now and we're sort of just doing this. We're not really moving. We finished second first season, then finished third, and then we're sort of in fourth now. We're even going backwards almost, and we had a 6-point deduction in the first season. But making progress in the Champions League, hopefully. We need to make progress in the FA Cup this year. We need to at least get past the quarterfinals. If we can beat Brighton and get an easy draw in the next round, hopefully the third season will be better than the last 2 seasons. But we will... Man United, I've only just seen that. Man United got a -9 points deduction for entering administration. And they're still 7th. What's happened with United? They're in debt. Oh dear. Well, Man United are in trouble, I guess. I'm not too arsed. But Newcastle also in the bottom 3 is a weird one. Anyways, on to the end of the season where we can see whether we've actually improved this year or whether all of our signings have just been a waste. Let's have a look. We're at the end of season 3 now, but still no trophy. However, runner-up in the Champions League. We got to the Champions League final. How? I have no idea. But 4th place it is for the Premier League. We were never in contention to win it. Liverpool getting 97 points. We were never really going to be in there, were we? But Lorenzo Luca, Alan Velasco and Thiago Almada all tie 17 goals. So something tells me we scored a similar amount of goals this season than previous seasons. 101. So still the top goal scorers, 9 goals scored against Manchester City. Let's have a look at the schedule then. We lost on penalties in the Champions League final to Inter Milan. Amadou Onana scored but missed his penalty, as did Ryan Sessegnon. Heartbreak is all that can be said. Beat Barcelona 5-0 on aggregate and then lost 3-0 to Norwich the next game. Not great. Beat Leipzig after losing 4-2 in the first leg but winning 3-0 in the second leg. And Napoli, we beat them 8-3 on aggregate. Pretty good. But let's have a look at the squad then. Who was our top goal scorers? 28 goals for Lorenzo Luca. What a first season from him to step into the shoes of an injured Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Thiago Almada, 20 goals, 10 assists. Fantastic from him yet again. Velasco, 17 goals, 8 assists. Great loan signing. Lenny Euro, 16 goals. Where on earth was this guy playing? How has he scored 12 goals in the Premier League? 15 goals, 17 assists from Pedro Neto. That's fantastic. Felix only 9 goals, 5 assists. Disappointing for a player of his ability. Mikolenko, 15 assists. Patterson, 21. Harwood Bellis, 11. What went on with our centre-backs? Why has Harwood Bellis got 11 assists and why has Lenny Euro got 15 goals? 16 goals, not even 15. Crazy. 83 million this season to spend and improve the team. Hopefully we have a good window. Hopefully we can finally win either the League or FA Cup next season. But we have 2 more seasons to win both of those trophies. So yeah, I'm going to have my pre-season and we'll be back for season 4. Right then, we've made it to August. The 4th season is upon us and we've had to make some big signings and some emotional goodbyes as well. So if we go to the transfer history, you can see right there that Thiago Almada wanted that pay rise. That Saudi money, 58 million rising to 63. We've turned a profit on him, but he was one of our better players throughout this. Noah Atabolu, just because we've been playing Pickford apparently, just did not want to stay, and he has gone to Fulham. Mady Kamara left despite getting him on a free, so we take a profit. Ryan Sessegnon, same story, got him on a free. And you can see we've spent big this summer. Morgan Rogers, we made that loan move permanent. Michael Elise, we've bought in for 53 million. 52 million on Morten Hjulmand, good defensive midfielder. Danny Olmo was our immediate Thiago Almada replacement. We've spent more or less the same on a player that's potentially going to be a lot better. And Michael Coyote we've bought in as a right back because Nathan Patterson throughout the window was sort of will he stay, will he go, but we've managed to keep him around. We also bought in Fabiano Parisi as left-back cover as well, because we've struggled a bit with left-back cover, especially with Sessegnon leaving as well. But other outgoings, we've let go of João Gomes to Newcastle, turned a good profit on him, finally let Dwight McNeil go for around about 10 million. Leon Bailey, I think, was last year for 33 million. But that's where we're at the minute. Some healthy profits. This is how the team looks if you press to select the best 11 without restriction. That's how the team looks on best 11. Coyote, Parisi, Branthwaite, Euro, Pickford, Hulman, Louise, Elise, Olmo, Neto, Calvert-Lewin. A pretty good team. However, Elise will miss the first 2 weeks and Olmo will miss the first 2 weeks. Nathan Patterson's suspended. Good bench as well. Onana, Mikalenko, Lorenzo Luca, Kepa, Harwood Bellis, Abdi, Rogers, Patterson, Sowell, even DeBast getting in there as well. I'm happy with this Everton squad. We've got 2 seasons left to try and win something, and hopefully we can actually achieve it. So let's get to January and see how we do in the first half of the season. Right then, we're in January of season 4 and it's just getting worse. We are 6th in the table and a good 14 points off the top. Arsenal have a great start to the season, even Brighton are in 3rd. So we beat Liverpool, beat Luton 5-0, beat Southampton. Where of these silly losses came then? Villa, Arsenal, Brighton, Palace, Newcastle, Leicester, Chelsea. We lost 6-1 to Chelsea, lost 5-1 to Brighton. Calvert-Lewin's back with the goals though. Elise, one of the best players in the league. But where's it all going wrong? Like, what's the average rating of our defenders then? So Calvert-Lewin, top goal scorer in all comps, 17. Morgan Rogers has 9 in 14 starts. That's pretty good. 8 and 8 for Neto. He's been one of the best players in this save. Elise, 7 and 8. 6 assists from Douglas Luiz. Not bad. Mikalenko's not been as good, but I guess Parisi's probably playing more. 17 starts for Parisi. Yeah, he's playing more. Only 5 assists for Parisi. If we have a look at the average rating, Kepa the best, but only 1 appearance. Coyote the better of Elise, Calvert-Lewin, Parisi. If we go down to the centre-backs, so Harwood Bellis, 6.91. Where's the other centre-backs? Pickford, I assume, is playing in goal, 6.85. Patterson, 6.83, but he's not playing really. Hulman's not been great. DeBast's not been great. A lot of the defensive players are struggling. Lenny Euro's 6.98. It's defensively, I think, that is the issue. We're signing players. Maybe it's a change in tactic we've got to go for. But we're gonna push through January, see if I can strengthen any more, and then push on to the end of the season. Then we'll have 1 year left. But at the minute, we're going backwards every year. We've gone from 2nd to 3rd to 4th. Now we're 6th halfway through the season. At least the FA Cup, we've got Huddersfield in the 1st round. Well, 3rd round. But, so at least it's an easy draw. We are in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup against Man City. We're not supposed to care about the Carabao Cup, but at this rate, I just want to win something. But yeah, let's push through January and see where we end up in a month's time. So after quickly realising defence was the issue, we've gone ahead and purchased Levi Colwill with some spare money we had left over for £35 million. It was actually 20, rising to 35. But we're going to go straight through now to the end of the season and hopefully we can win something. Since we last looked, we'd just lost another game and dropped to 8th. So there's not much we can do. Everton, we just got to keep pushing through and hopefully we can win something. But we'll see what we can do in a month's time. Not a month's time. We'll get to the end of May and then we've got 1 year left of this rebuild that has not gone well. It had such a promising start and it's just not gone well since. But let's see where we are in May and see what we've got to do for the last year and see if we can just win something. Was Levi Colwill the greatest signing in Everton history? Because not only did we win the Carabao Cup, not important to our challenge, but a trophy nonetheless. Not only did we climb up to third in the Premier League, only 6 points off the title at the end, and we were we were far up as second at one point, but I'm pretty sure I did see that we lost some silly games, as you can see in the recent form. We only won one of our last 5, losing 6-1 to eventual champions Arsenal, losing 2-1 to Liverpool, though I'm pretty sure... Oh no, Liverpool finished 7th. And then drawing to Villa, beating Palace and drawing to Luton on the final day. We could have very comfortably won that. Well, we could have won that title if we didn't drop silly points. Not only did we make progress in the FA Cup by finishing runners-up, losing to Chelsea in extra time, but the big one, we won the fucking Champions League. Everton beat Roma 4-1 in the final of the Champions League. Everton have won the Champions League and the Carabao Cup, which are the only 2 trophies we were trying not to win. Fucking piss take. So, we lost in extra time. We lost here a decent run of games. I thought as soon as we got drawn into Milan, again, for the 3rd year in a row, it was over for us. But we finally beat that curse, beating them 4-1. We got through Arsenal in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. We got through Luton in the FA Cup, Wolves, West Brom. I'm pretty sure we had Huddersfield. We beat Man City over 2 legs in the EFL Cup to eventually win that, beating, I think it was Nottingham Forest in the finals. We had a great fortune. So here was January where we left, where we just lost to Tottenham. We then didn't lose a game again until Chelsea the following month, and then had a great unbeaten run here, lots and lots of wins until back-to-back defeats in the league and to Inter Milan, and then it sort of dwindled off. But Levi Colwill really turned around the team. But was it just his presence? Did he actually play? Calvert-Lewin scored 41 goals in 45 starts. Unbelievable. Neto again coming through with the goal contributions. 20 goals, 17 assists. Lorenzo Luca, despite having a player ahead of him, 19 goals in 14 starts. Incredible. 18 goals from Eze Abdi, getting more minutes this season. Elise, 18 goals, 16 assists. I wonder where he played. He might have played attacking midfield when Olmo was injured. 10 goals, 18 assists from Olmo, I'm happy with. 12 goals from Rogers. 19 assists from Coyote. And 19 assists from Parisi. Brilliant signings, them pair. 10 assists from Douglas Luiz, happy with that. 8 assists from Mikolenko in 32 starts. How's Mikolenko managed to start 32 if Parisi started 40? We didn't play... Unless they played Mikolenko centre-back? I'm not sure. Hjulmand, 5 assists, I don't mind. Where is Colwill? There he is. So he started 29 games. So he must have really turned around that defence. So as for the best 11 though, if we have a look at what it was at the end of the season, what does Colwill get into it? So it doesn't put Colwill... Oh, it does. He's put him left centre-back. So Colwill and Euro is our best centre-backs. Abdi, Elise, Olmo is interesting considering how many goals Pedro Neto keeps getting every season. Started 27 in the Premier League, 16 goals, 8 assists. Was that enough for a golden boot? I doubt. Calvert-Lewin got 28. That's got to be a golden... Another Premier League golden boot for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's been the real MVP of this rebuild. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, a player already at the club. As for assists, I hope it was won by one of our right back or left back. Yeah, Coyote 13 assists. Parisi joint second with 12. Pretty good there. Calvert-Lewin top of the XG and top of the average rating, beating Haaland there. We've got one more season. I'm more positive now we've won a Champions League and a Carabao Cup, but they were the 2 trophies we're not trying to win. We're trying to win the FA Cup and the Premier League. But we've got one more season to do it. So, another season of signings. What's our budget like after a Champions League win? It's less than last year. We can work with it. So, let's see where we are in a couple months' time, just before the season, when we've sold a few players and bought some players in to hopefully try and win the Premier League. Let's have a look. We are at the end of this challenge. We are 1 season away from completing this rebuild, and I realised I forgot to spin the wheel on the budget, but I do not care because we have had the greatest transfer window of all time. Just you wait. Transfer history. I don't think you are ready for what you are about to see. So, here I am. clicking along, selling some players, getting some players in, and then something comes through the scouting recommendation that a certain Frenchman has been released and is out of contract. So I thought, fuck it, let's see if he even wants to discuss. And winners of the Champions League, Everton, are just a desirable club nowadays because he was willing to come to the club for a measly £900,000 a month. But Kylian Mbappe joined Everton on a free contract from Al Ittihad. He left the Saudi League on a free, and he was just there. And I thought, let's offer him a deal. And now he's here for £900,000 a week, but I don't care because we're only one season left. So we have let go of a fair few players. Douglas Luiz has gone to Al Ahly, and they took Dani Olmo off us as well for massive profits, 65, 68, potentially rising to 86, 85. We're happy to take those profits. Harwood Bellis, who we bought in on a free as squad depth, has left for nearly 20 million. Zeno de Bast never quite happened for him. He's gone for nearly £8 million. As for the incomings, Benjamin Sesko on loan. We've had to pay a decent fee though. Baleba 40 million, Samardzic 37 million, Alex Scott to squad depth 15 million. Antonio Silva from Manchester City, big centre-back signing. He's come in for 68 million. Towards the end of the season, we bought in Johan Bakayoko for 13 million. We did obviously let go of Ataboli last season. We let go of Onana at the start of this window for nearly £50 million. But we did let Jordan Pickford go on a free. He didn't want to re-sign, so we let him go. And we bought in Antolin Trubin, who was our first signing of the window, for 40 million. So we haven't spent much more than we've let go. So if we could, can we have a look at like a graph? Is there a graph that we can see? No. If there was a graph, I don't think our net spend would be too high. But we could be in for a good season here. If we go to the tactic, we're not changing it up. We're keeping what's worked, more or less. Pick without restriction, best 11. That is what it's saying the best 11 is. Trubin, Coyote, Euro, Colwill, Parisi, Hulman, Baleba, Elise, Scott, and Mbappe, Sesko. Calvert-Lewin drops to the bench apparently, but Sesko is injured, so he'll probably play. I expected Silva to be in there, but apparently not. And I would probably play Samardzic there. So if I was picking this team, I would probably do that. I mean, Colwill was really good towards the end of the season. Calvert-Lewin might play. Conor Bradley's going to have to play. Oh yeah, I don't know why he wasn't on there, but we bought in Conor Bradley. He was out of contract, so we bought him in on a free. Because Michael Coyote, who was exceptional last season, has done his ACL and is out for 4 to 7 months. So not great on that standpoint. But Bakayoko, Rogers providing attacking depth. Abdi's still here. Lorenzo Luca might have his minutes limited with the arrival of Benjamin Sesko on loan. We're a bit short in the goalkeeper department because Kepa, I think, was out of contract. So we might look to potentially bring in a goalkeeper with the remaining £10 million that we have. But hopefully our final season is a good one, and I will see you in January. January 1st, we won the Super Cup, so another trophy to add to the collection. Second in the Champions League. We've got Crewe in the FA Cup. We got knocked out of the quarterfinals to Manchester City, but we are third in the Premier League. 1 point off the top. 1 point below Chelsea in second, but we do have a game in hand over them. Mbappe, top goal scorer in the Prem. Not in the Prem. Top goal scorer for us in the Prem. Top goal scorer is actually Haaland with 12. So we're getting closer. Only 1 point off the top. So Mbappe has 19 goals, 9 assists. Fantastic. From 19 starts. Beautiful return. Sesko, 19 starts, 12 goals, 2 assists. Elise, 10 goals. He's popping up a bit more. Lenny Euro with 6 goals. What is this guy doing? How does he keep getting so many goals? I don't understand. Alex Scott's played a lot more than I would have liked. He's got 4 goals, 4 assists. Neto still contributing. Calvert-Lewin still managed to pop up with 3 goals. Izzy Abdi 2 goals. 9 assists from Parisi. 7 assists from Patterson. So he would have been the starter because of Coyote's injury. Coyote is coming back though. Conor Bradley only started 6 but did get 3 assists. Not bad. Not bad at all. Samardzic, I wanted him to replace Dani Olmo, and it seems like they're playing Alex Scott in attacking midfield, which I didn't really like. But progress. We are 1 point behind the league leaders. As for the schedule, we've been picking up. We've only lost 1 in the league since August, where we lost twice to Tottenham and Chelsea, and then we went on a great run, even beating Chelsea 6-4 in the EFL Cup. You know, look at all these. Look at all these clean sheets in the Premier League. Hadn't conceded in the Premier League from the 19th of November against Crystal Palace right up until we just played Newcastle, where we conceded 1. We're in good form. I'm happy. We've just beat the league leaders Liverpool 2-0. We've got a tough look in January with Chelsea and Tottenham, who we did lose to in August, and then Man United, but a pretty decent February and March, and then the end to the season is very tough. So hopefully we can have the title wrapped up by April, because otherwise we have to play City, Liverpool and Arsenal back to back, and that could be catastrophic. But 6 months to go. Can we win the Premier League and the FA Cup? We hope so. But we will see, and let's see where we are in May 31st. Have we completed the challenge? Let's find out. The final time we will look at this save. What did we do? Carabao Cup out to Manchester City in the quarter-finals. FA Cup, we couldn't win it. We lost in the semi-finals to Arsenal. We won the Super Cup. We won the Champions League, beating Bayern Munich on penalties. But as for the Premier League, we fucking won it! 3 points is what was enough to beat Chelsea. We beat Liverpool. We beat all the rest of the fuckers. We won the Premier League. Finally, Everton have managed to do it and win the Premier League, losing just 6 games to West Ham, Palace, Chelsea, Burnley, Tottenham and Chelsea again. They're not even bad. They're not even. We won the Premier League. I mean, in terms of a challenge that we set out, we failed because we didn't win the FA Cup. However, as a rebuild, in a 5 years' time, we've had countless trips to Wembley. We've had a Carabao Cup win. We've had an FA Cup final and semi-final. We've had a Super Cup win. We've had 3 Champions League finals and 2 Champions League wins. We've had a second, a third, a fourth, and now a first place finish, winning the Premier League. Everton, wow, how did the team perform throughout the season? 28 goals and 19 assists from Mbappe, unbelievable. Only 39 starts as well. 45 starts, 28 goals, 4 assists from Benjamin Sesko, what a signing. 16 goals for Elise, 13 goals, 13 assists for Samardzic. Looks like he started getting into the team towards the end of the season. Pedro Neto, 11 goals, 13 assists, 17 assists from Parisi, 11 assists from Mikalenko. The right backs were sort of shared. I'm guessing Coyote came back in the team but just wasn't really the same player after his ACL injury. But Kylian Mbappe was the difference maker, but are you surprised at the end of the day? What a player, what a man. That is it for this rebuild. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. It's taken me over 2 days to film this video, and now I've got to edit it as well. So, I've enjoyed this journey, have you? Leave a like, leave down in the comments if you thought you could have done better. I probably could have done better if I played the matches. But it's taken over 2 days to just film this without playing a single match. Imagine how long it would have taken if I played every single match. Yeah. So, yeah. Once again, I'm on Patreon. If you want this save file so you can play it yourself and maybe take Everton even further, then it will be on there for you to download yourself and play yourself. But make sure to hit that subscribe button. This is only the first episode of this series, and if you want to see more of it and if you enjoyed it, then make sure you let me know. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you later.